The Sports Source, this segment of our program brought to you by English Mountain Spring Water, the best tasting water on the planet, winner of international awards, coming from a pure mountain spring right here in East Tennessee, in Dandridge. Now, I had no idea about this. Now, I do. And English Mountain Spring Water is the only water I drink. Keep it in the house. They are fantastic. We keep it here on set. And let me tell you, nicest people on earth too. Call them they can do residential delivery. They can do commercial delivery. They do the huge gallon jugs, the 5-gallon drums, but they can also deliver bottles right to your house, which is what they do for me. English Mountain Spring Water. Time for the final word.
90 minutes has led to this. It's time for the final word.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.
Only on the Sports Source.
All right, farewell. Let's talk about what we've learned in the last 24 hours, last 3 weeks. Anything stand out to you guys?
Well, we got all the way through the show without mentioning Henry To'o. Is he Tennessee's best defender right now?
That's a good one. Yeah, he has been spectacular.
Where would you
so
rank
far.
him, you guys? Where would you say?
Guy can play.
He's definitely top 2. If he's not number 1.
Is that good or bad? I don't know.
Near the top. It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah, it's not a good sign that you've got a true freshman that's out there playing that well. I mean, that he's ranking that high on your entire defense. But yeah, he has been a bright spot, and he's one of those guys that you look at and say, okay, if you get 3 healthy years out of him, that's a good thing, because he may be looking at the pros ahead of his senior class. Eric Gray's another guy I think that has
I
shown
think
up.
we've confirmed the thought that freshmen and newcomers are going to play bigger roles as this season goes along. Will, you mentioned Kavaris Crouch off air earlier. He's a guy that's going to play more as this season goes along.
Yeah, I think he's your second best pass rusher, at least. He may be your first best pass rusher. But he's showing some ability. Hadn't had a lot of experience there, but just shows some raw ability to get off the ball and to get back to the quarterback.
And John, it seems like for years and years, Tennessee and Florida, it was like the team that had the most rushing yards was the team that would win the game. I think we've kind of gotten away from that. You talked about turnovers. My thing going into this after last year's game and recent games, you cannot let Florida's front 7 dictate who wins this game, because that's what took you out of it last year. I'm serious. I'm serious.
Yeah, I don't think that bodes well.
But that's what Tennessee has to do, and I think they've made a few changes on the offensive line to get a little bit more size in there, and just because they realize how important that is to keep Florida's front 7 from deciding who wins this game.
They went with one offensive line for the first half yesterday. They went with 5 guys and stuck with it. The question is, part of it was driven by Jameer Johnson being out.
Right.
So K'Ron Colbert gets in there, plays well against Chattanooga. A lot of people saying, well, this is what you're going to have against Florida. I'm not willing to say that. I don't know what they're going to roll out against Florida.
I thought moving right inside the guard was probably a smart decision. He's not that nimble, but he's 330, and the way Marcus Tatum is playing, I mean, there's not room at right tackle. Like, he's kind of held down that spot. So right guard, you kind of have no idea what you got there, and right, you might as well see what you can do with a younger guy.
Tatum's going to get some work this upcoming week at right tackle.
Yeah, he is.
Well, that's the other thing. Let's see how they do in the swamp, and if they don't do well early,
Fair question.
what adjustments did Tennessee staff make up front?
What is the deal, man? Winning is contagious. Let this flu consume you. Let it consume you. That's what I'm talking about.
Daniel, you were great in this segment. Thanks to all these guys. Thanks to all our sponsors. Thanks for watching every week. Next week, huge show, win or lose. If they win, oh, baby. See you next Sunday.